So we're using prime numbers and factors and things like that. And one of the things we're going to be uh, doing with factors and such is finding the greatest common factor. And we haven't necessarily used those words before. But it turns out if you did the activity from last week that I asked you to do, you've actually kind of thought through it. I want you to look back at this. If you didn't do the activity, the idea was this. I wanted you to split up all of the monster cookies and all of the peanut butter cookies into containers. And the idea was eventually I wanted you to pick a number of containers where you could split up all of the cookies, all the monster cookies evenly, and all of the peanut butter cookies evenly. So let's think about this. If you had two containers, could you have split up all of the monster cookies evenly? Well, you should be aware that the number of monster cookies was 24, and the number of peanut butter cookies was 18. So yeah, you could have split up the monster cookies into two containers, and you could have also split up the peanut butter cookies into two containers. Okay? Could you have done it with three containers? Well, yeah, because you could go 8 in each and 6 in each with the monster and peanut butters. How about 4? Well, you can certainly split up the monster cookies into 4 containers. That'd be 6 each, but you can't split up the peanut butter cookies into 4 containers, so we can't do that one. How about 5? Well, no, you can't split up 24 cookies into 5, nor 18, so nope, can't do that one. How about 6? Okay, well, yeah, you could split up 24 cookies into 6 containers. That'd be 4 each, and you could split up 18 peanut butter cookies into 6 containers. That'd be 3 each. So that one works. How about 7? Well, no here and no there. So what we're doing is going through and figuring out ways that you could split these split the cookies up into various numbers of containers. You could split up into 8 for the monster cookies, but not the peanut butters. So that one didn't work. How about 9? Well, yeah, that one works for the peanut butter, but not the monster. Okay. How about 10? Well, no, neither. So what we're doing is trying to figure out, what numbers of 7 didn't work. Sorry, what numbers of containers you could use, and what we're going to be trying to figure out is what's the biggest number of containers you could use. Okay, and that is essentially finding the greatest common factor. Each of these numbers down here that didn't get crossed out is called a common factor. It fits into both the monster cookies and peanut butter cookies. So what we're going to do is look at various numbers of cookies and see, could you split them up into containers, and if so, what's the biggest number of containers you could use? So let's do this. Suppose that for our monster cookies and peanut butter cookies, I've got 18 monsters and 30 peanut butters. Okay. Well, what we've found easiest so far, we haven't done this yet. What you may find simple is this. If you list all of the factors for each number, then you can find the biggest one they have in common. So let's do this. 18 can be divided by 1, you get 18. It can be divided by 2, and you get 9. It can be divided by 3, and you get 6. Okay, and it can't be divided by 4, so we've made a list of all of the factors of 18. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. How about 30? Well, 1 goes into 30 times. 2 goes in 15 times. 3 goes in 10 times. 4 doesn't go in. 5 goes in 6 times, and that's it. That's all the factors. You might notice the trick I'm using here. I shouldn't call it a trick. The technique I'm using is whatever number I choose, I write the one that goes with it, the factor pair that goes with it, on the other end. And so I've got this, I ended up with a list of numbers that's all the factors of the number here listed in order. So Now I want you to do this. What factors do they have in common? Well, they have a 1 in common. They've got a 2 in common. They've got a 3 in common. This one's got 5, but that one doesn't. They've got a 6 in common. 9, 18, 15, no more in common. Okay, so what is the greatest common factor? In this case, it's 6. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say that my number of Monster cookies and number of peanut butter cookies is 15 and 25. Okay, well, 1 goes into 15 times. 2 doesn't go in, but 3 goes in. It goes in 5 times. And 4 doesn't go in, so we've made our list right there. 1, 3, 5, 15. How about 25? Well, 1 goes in 25 times. 2 doesn't go in, 3 doesn't go in, 4 doesn't go in, 5 goes in 5 times. So we're done. Okay. So circle the common factors. 1 and 5. And what's the greatest common factor? 5. Let's try another one. Let's go with Monster cookies, 45. Peanut butter cookies, 27. Well, 1 goes into 45 times. 2 doesn't go in. 3 goes in 15 times. 4 doesn't go in. 5 goes in 9 times. Okay. 6, 7, 8. I already got 9, so we're done there. Okay. How about 27? Well, 1 goes in 27 times. 2 doesn't go in. 3 goes in 9 times. 4 doesn't. 5 doesn't. 6 doesn't. 7 doesn't. 8 doesn't. And 9 we've already got. So there's our list. And the common factors are 1 and 3 and 9. What's the greatest one? Greatest common factor is 9. Okay, so that's a quick lesson on how to find the greatest common factor. Just make a list of all the factors of each one and then find the pair that's the greatest one.